Hi guys, it's Dan from FatRank here, and today we're going to be looking at a blog post, Making Money Online, Are You Crushing It? So what this blog post essentially does is talk about making money online and the process of actually doing that through maybe SEO and digital marketing. Now, it talks about the industry in a little bit more detail, kind of people's perceptions of the industry, people's perceptions of how much money they're making and how much money other people are making, and also talking a little bit more in detail about how to kind of get set up, how to get started, and what to kind of avoid and what to kind of focus on when you're actually doing that. Because starting up an SEO company or an SEO campaign, even if you're an existing marketing company, can be very challenging depending on the niche you're going into, maybe the client you're working with, all that kind of stuff, depending on everything that you want to do. I mean, you might not want to do SEO entirely, you might want to go down the PPC route, you might want to do something completely different online, maybe e-commerce, so really does depend on what you're actually looking for. But what we're going to do in this blog is essentially run through our post and break it down in kind of simple terms, and obviously we'll put some links in the description and the comments for you guys to give it a proper read over once we've actually done that. So scrolling down, it's first what we're talking about here is let's be honest with your expectations. Now, these expectations aren't necessarily just your expectations about how well you're going to do online, it's also your expectations of what other people are doing and your kind of perception of the actual industry and the people in it. I mean, there's a really good bit here that we've got kind of talking about someone that we know actually called Derek here. And Derek actually works in the SEO industry. We have a lot of respect for him because he obviously carries out a lot of hard work and dedication into his craft. And what he does here is kind of break down a little bit about SEO, especially in kind of like Facebook groups and that kind of thing. And what he's basically saying here is 90% of people you see online who are saying to be absolutely crushing it really aren't doing that well at all. What they're doing is kind of bigging themselves up and saying on Snapchat and Instagram, I'm this guy, I'm that guy. It took me 1 week to rank this website and now I'm earning X amount per month. It really doesn't work like that, and SEO is not simple. Like a lot of industries, a lot of people like to kind of build themselves up and make things seem, a lot more grandiose than they actually are. And in reality, it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of time, and a lot of dedication to become good at anything, any craft, whether that's, a skill or whether that's in a job or in an industry, anything like that. And it's the exact same for SEO and marketing. So basically what he's saying here is to set your expectations realistically. Don't assume that you're going to, jump in and 2 weeks later, everything's going to absolutely change. It requires a lot of hard work, a lot of time, and usually a lot of investment as well to some degree to actually get off the ground running with certain industries. So very important to actually think about that originally. Again, kind of alluding to what we're talking about there, we go into a bit more detail about realistic goals. So setting yourself a realistic goal, maybe, for a first year. Like any business, if you go into it from your first year, your aim really is to not be down in the first year. Your aim is to kind of break even, maybe, or kind of, improve and all that kind of stuff. A lot of businesses are down in the first year. So again, it's not beating yourself up if that's the case. It's setting yourself a long-term realistic goal of where do you want to be at in, say, 5-10 years? Is this a long-term thing for you? And understanding your perspective with it a little bit more, really. Going down here, we've got a little section about setting up. So they're saying that, basically we're saying here that if you're considering setting up an online marketing company, I would 100% say this is a great option for you. The reason why is because obviously it can be a very profitable niche. It's very complicated to understand fully, and it's one of those industries where if you get your head around it and wrap your head around it well, you can really, really thrive and really succeed in it. But again, as I said here, does that make it easy? Absolutely not. We're saying, you really have to work hard to build your business. Don't expect instant results because you simply won't get them in this industry, or probably in any industry really, but particularly in SEO. Going down here, we've got the reasons why online marketing is a quality trade to learn. Obviously, you guys need to click through these links if you want to actually learn a bit more about that, which is basically some of our blog posts saying why I become an SEO, how our boss actually became a digital nomad through this actual industry, and some of the life lessons he's learned from actually kind of working independently, working abroad, working kind of remotely from different locations, what he's been able to do with that time and how it's been beneficial for him and all that kind of stuff, and basically some of the things that he's learned from that time as well. So we'd really recommend you guys actually have a look at these 3 links. They're really great for you guys. Then down here, it's a little bit of help on how to actually improve. So again, all these links kind of go through to different things, the benefits of building a team, for example, building people around you that you trust that can actually carry out the work for you successfully, to actually help build your business up. We've got things to actually, be positive about all your problems. So there's some mental side of things too. SEO, you're going to run across a lot of problems, a lot of dilemmas where you think, can I get out of this? Can I improve this? All that kind of stuff. But again, it can be both applied from a mind state sort of thing and actually getting the work done as well. You've got to be physically active and you've got to be mentally active as well. You've got to really think about, how are you approaching this? Are you approaching this in the best way possible? All that kind of stuff. And like I said, guys, just check out all of these links. I mean, obviously this one here about synergy is key. We made a video recently about that, about kind of collaborating with people, working with people within the industry, not seeing people as competitors, seeing them as friends and learning from one another, and just having that approach in life, let alone work, is fantastic. It's a really, really something you should be doing. And then again, a little bit more here about kind of the specifics of what you might do. So say, for example, it was SEO, you'd have to do some research of your niche, look out for your competitors, see how competitive the niche actually is, buy a website URL, create the very best content, images, links, etc, etc, etc. I mean, that's a very, very basic overview. It really isn't, you know, you do those 7 points and everything's done. And each one of those points constantly evolves. SEO is one of those industries, marketing is one of those industries where it's constantly moving, constantly changing. And these processes have to be adapted every single time you kind of do this. I mean, say for example, you're an SEO and you're building, I don't know, like 10 sites a year. By the 10th site that year, all of this is going to change. Your research is going to change. You purchasing a URL, you're going to think about it differently. You're going to do different things. Your links will have changed. Your process for doing content will have changed. You might have new ways to rank images. You might do new things with your social profiles, maybe automation. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And it's just ever changing, guys. It really, really is. So I'd recommend kind of taking that with a bit of a pinch of salt. It's more of a guideline. It's not necessarily this is it. But it's really worth kind of having a look at that and having that consideration about some of the things you might need to do if you are looking to do SEO. Then again, guys, just a little bit about tips here about kind of mistakes that our boss has made previously, maybe with some of the decisions he's made. And again, these aren't mistakes that have kind of cost him in any sort of way. Obviously, at the time, a mistake is a mistake. But the key is to actually have that mentality to bounce back from that mistake, to look at it and think, okay, this is something that maybe I will change in the future, or maybe we will adapt to, or, you know, work around. And basically having that positive approach towards mistakes is what people grow. And obviously, we alluded to that here, saying over the years wasted so much time and money, but those things aren't necessarily wasted. Obviously, the wording there says it is. But as opposed to looking at it as a waste, it's more about looking at it as a learning curve. You know, those kind of things happen, you bounce back, you move on, and you improve. And that's exactly what we've done here in our agency, and what we recommend everyone else to have that kind of mindset to do with as well. But yeah, like I said, guys, going down, just kind of a bit of conclusion, a little bit more about it. But I'd really recommend you read this blog. Obviously, I've just summarized it in this actual video, but check it out in the description. It's a really great read, and it'll probably really help you guys if you are actually looking to create a marketing agency or do SEO online, anything like that, anything related to making money online. This will be relevant for you guys. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys on the next video.